Hello, hey guys. I'm back again this episode this week. Sorry, the lighting and everything else is kind of messed up today. I've had a lot of technical difficulties, so hopefully we get through this in one piece. But essentially, thank you for tuning back in. I always forget this, but please, if you haven't already subscribed, please hit the button down below to make sure that you hear all my recaps for Insecure. Also, I do hair videos as well as like lifestyle and travel videos. So again, subscribe there, hit the like button, and thank you in advance if this is your first time, or thank you for returning if you've been here before. So this week we're talking Insecure. I'm by myself today, so you have the pleasure of enjoying me all by myself. But yeah, no, this week we're talking episode 6 for Insecure, and it's titled Tired Okay. And this one, yeah, it was a lot happening this week, so I actually have a couple of notes today to help me just keep on track since it's a solo conversation. So the first thing I wanted to just highlight is obviously the beginning of the episode kind of starts with where last week ended, of Issa like running into the hallway and seeing Lawrence and Condola along with the baby, and then she kind of just like walks past, doesn't say anything. Like her and Lawrence see each other, and then now she kind of like has that sort of daydream where she like actually reverts back and then goes up to them saying, hey, hold up, like talking to them. And this girl, you know what she ends up doing? She ends up throwing the baby, kicking the baby, first of all, like a hoop. Like, this is not basketball, girl. That's a whole child. That's a whole Mustafa. I think it's Mustafa, right? Yeah, I think his name is Mustafa. But yeah, no. So she has that daydream, or I guess, or hallucination or something. Hey, Victoria, thank you for watching, sis. So that like hallucination or daydream is wild. I'm like, okay, girl. Hey, Suzanne V. So that part is like, okay, girl, I know you don't, this baby kind of ruined the relationship for you and your ex, but still, that's a whole baby, and I know it was supposed to be comedic, so I guess I'll give him that, but okay. I was like, okay, hey, boo, hey, my boo in recovery. Hey, Favor, wishing you well wishes. Hope to see you soon. Okay, so the next point that I want to talk about is actually kind of like in a sequence. Oh, you haven't watched yet? Aw, because of me. All for you now. All this for you. Okay, you're distracted. Ah! See, I am being distracted and messing up my camera. Okay, let me not move too much because I broke. So essentially, I broke my. Oh my gosh. I broke right before I was about to go on. I broke my, what is it called? The device that I put it on. So I'm just going to set my phone up on things. So thank you. Anyways, continuing on with the recap. So the second sequence of like daydream is where Condola is like meeting up. Thank you. I won't get distracted, but Stuffy, I'm shy. I'm very shy. I'm very shy. Okay. Okay, let me stop. But where Condola is also like, okay, like where she goes up to Issa and is like, thank you for stepping back, because now I got a ring, I got my man, I got my baby, my whole family is good, so thank you for pushing back of Lawrence. And Issa is like, what is this happening? So obviously I knew it wasn't happening, because Condola doesn't do that. Condola is a classy woman. No matter how much you guys like to hate her or say that she messed up their relationship, she didn't do anything. She just happened to be there, and they just weren't meant to be together. So yeah, those daydreams were kind of funny, like comedic timing and all of that. Yes, it was hilarious and it was funny. Just seeing of kind of like the alternate universe of what would have happened otherwise. All right, so that's what I wanted to start off with, and then I wanted to dive into Molly's situation. So her mom is still in the hospital, and we begin in the episode where she went through with this work conference that she had. So she's away. I actually don't even know where she went. Maybe Florida or somewhere. but she's away and she's just like doing meetings and she's constantly checking her phone and checking in with Issa about updates, but there really aren't updates, so she's kind of distracted. And then essentially her coworker, Taurean, I think, if that's, I'm not mistaken with his name, he kind of asks her, like, okay, what's going on? Is everything okay? And she actually does open up of like, hey, distracted. Hi, distraction. Yeah, so then she opens up like, hey, actually something is going on with my mom. And they do actually kind of have that open conversation, like something deep. Thank you, babes. Thank you. Thank you. I don't feel like that, but thank you. I appreciate you. It's a hard day today, but we move. Tired, okay? Like this episode is titled, so I can definitely relate. But essentially, Molly has a deep conversation with Taurean about like, hey, having like stuff going on in personal life and still having to show up at work and not seem distracted. And he opens up about an experience that he had, I guess, that nobody knew about. And then they did say something that kind of triggered me, or not triggered me, that like hit me. They were like, yes, like things happen, however, work shouldn't come before our personal lives or like our real life. And I definitely agreed with that. What I will say that instead of Taurean kind of just bringing up his own experience to bond over, because that's, to me, that's like, yes, you're trying to be like relatable, but that's trauma bonding. I wish you would have said, hey, you're still in the middle of this, your mom is still in the hospital, she hasn't woken up, I know you probably can't do much there, but take some time off work. Like, there shouldn't be any more pressure. Like, leave this conference, I got you, I'll take care of the rest, I'll deal with everybody else. That's what I really would have preferred. I would have liked for him to actually not just like meet her there saying, hey, I've been through it, I know what it's like, I also went through a similar situation not too long ago, but actually kind of say, you don't even have to do this, you shouldn't have to juggle those two things, because life gets hard, and personal life, especially health and family and everything else, that should come first and foremost, to me anyway. So that was one takeaway that I of that scene, at least. And then it's seeming like they got drunk together, and like it seems like he helped her out when she was like completely, sis was whoo. And so they kind of have like a lingering chemistry. I'm like, okay, what's going on with this? Because he's used to just seem to me like uptight and just like formal, which is how Molly kind of operates at times, to be honest. So, okay, so maybe we'll see. I still don't see it for them, hopefully, but I don't know. I would like to see more if there is actual chemistry, or just kind of, black professionals in the same field and maybe, I don't know, around the same age. So we'll see what they're wanting. I don't know much about Taurean aside from work aspects. So that part of it. And then eventually Molly's mom does wake up, or at least her eyes, but she's not able to speak yet. But it's great progress. And Issa's been helping with the family, and like giving them food at the hospital and all of that. How long is this recap, babes? I'm trying to go through these notes. I'm trying, but it's a lot. I gotta keep up, but I do have. I'm like halfway over, so I'm halfway over. I'm trying here. So, thank you. We are thanking you. Keep smiling for me. Okay, stop. You're distracting. Let me go through my points. Okay, so Molly's mom wakes up, and so it's good progress. She's excited, and she's about to come home. I think at that point her conference is done, so that's where it ends, aside from like the Taurean kind of flirting with her. Yeah, thank you. Favor is trying to distract me. Yo, girl, we trying to pay bills here, babe, so but yeah, let's see the other thing. Well, let's move on to Issa and Nathan, because at the last week's episode, this girl blurted out that she loves him, and then nothing was really said. It was just kind of lingering in the air. And then now we see them like having sex, hanging out, and all of this stuff. Oh, now you putting my government name there, girl. Hey, not my government name. No, not all of it. But this girl is just kind of awkwardly communicating with them. Like, she obviously wants him to say something about it or bring it up, but he's not doing anything. He's kind of oblivious about that. So he's just going about his way. And then towards the end of the episode, so Nathan was having some issues at work where someone was going to fight him because this guy was late, this and that. I didn't really care for that part of it, but I'm like, like it just seems like he was disgruntled, and she was itching to be like, hey, maybe this isn't the right fit. So he blurts it out to Issa of like, hey, I had an issue at work. I'm kind of rethinking of like, maybe I might quit. Maybe LA's not for me. I might possibly move. And then she kind of like snaps. She was like, so what? Like, you might just move. Like, that does that affect me? And also, there's been this awkward tension of like, I said I love you. You didn't say anything. Like, we need to talk about stuff. And he kind of just walks away with this plate of food, and nobody really like, they just were not, they didn't actually have a conversation, because he kind of brushes it. I was like, this is not the point now, this is not the time now, I don't want to talk about this. But just like, okay, fine. And then they just kind of sit there awkwardly. And one thing that Nathan, I did agree with, as much as I don't necessarily have connected with him, I did agree with the point of like, okay, so I don't really know what you're wanting from me, because first of all, you were crying on me, and then when we decided that we like each other, maybe let's try this again, you said we're going to take it slow, and then now we're official, and then you blurted out that, you love me. Like, you're all over the place, girl. Like, what do you want? What are you wanting? Like, do you even know what you're saying or what you're wanting from me? Because you're confusing me. And I do agree, sis is kind of going through a lot. She probably needs to focus on her career, because she was having a couple scenes where Crenshaw and I guess bad mouthing, because they're trying to get an act to fill into a gig or something that they're organizing. And once they heard that she had worked with Crenshaw, and they put two and two together, that bad publicity. And she's talking to this guy about, hey, are we good? Are we good? So to make sure that, her work stuff is okay, but nothing is really figured out. So I know both Nathan and Issa are kind of having issues at work, or just some tension, and they're kind of bringing it into their relationship. But I think to begin with, this relationship has just been on rocks. You don't know, like up, down, and we don't really know what's going on. They're just going with the moment. So I did agree with Nathan of like, she's fluctuating. We don't really know what she's wanting from him, or what she's expecting from him. And he also has his mental was it? I think it's bipolar, if I'm not mistaken. So he's kind of dealing with a lot too. So I don't know. Again, the more I see them together in their conversation and communicating, I'm just indifferent of like, I'm not seeing the connect here. I'm not seeing the alignment. So ultimately, can they break up already? Honestly, like, they just need to break up already. So I don't know, because they're not having conversations. They're just kind of opening the conversations and just letting it sit on the table. So I don't know. I guess overall my takeaways is that break up already. Molly, just take some time off work already and just deal with your family. Be there for your mom and just be by yourself, actually. Like, you're also processing a lot, not even having to be there for anybody, but just you also take care of yourself. This is a lot of stuff that's draining. Work can wait. Like, if you're that valuable, they're going to allow you time off for instances like this, and you're not the type of person to take time off that often. So both of these girls just kind of need to look inward and, just take care of themselves. But overall, those are kind of my thoughts. I don't think there's anything else that really jumped out at me. But yeah, so thank you for listening of me babble through about 14 minutes worth of the episode. I know I probably talked a lot and fast, and I hope you made sense of some of that stuff. Again, if you haven't subscribed, please hit the button below and do so if you have. Comment or like the video, and I will be back again next week to recap the next episode 7. There are only 4 episodes left for the last season, so oh my gosh, time is already going. So I don't know, I just feel like we need more. I don't know how they're going to wrap these stories up in the next 4 episodes. So thank you guys for bearing with me and watching live, and for those who will watch later on, I appreciate you. Have a good night, and I'll catch you next week. Bye, y'all. Take care.